Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We turn our attention now to the goings-on in the House of Representatives. Well, yes, we do know that the security detail of the Speaker has been withdrawn. We also do know that he's moved from the PDP to the APC. Then he's also been to court. But this morning we're joined by Honorable Bimbo Daramola, who is a member of the House of Representatives, to give us his perspective of what's going on. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
I know, what do you think of this first and foremost? Well, the police, the action of the police, different quarters are speaking about the rightness or how wrong their action is. What's going on? What do you think?
Well, again, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here, at least to share my perspective, not the House perspective, but mine.
Oh, okay.
Right. I believe very strongly that, let me first and foremost commend channels, either by design or the rightness of it. You made the issue of security tops. Even this morning, starting your week with that, that tells me that this organization has, this country at the bottom or at the back of his hand. Now, I believe that there are very many things tugging at the heart of this country at this point in time, and people should address themselves and their minds to it. But I digress. We've seen all kinds of drama coming out. And Nigeria is becoming a spectacle of dramas. Just about the time you feel that you've seen it all, another one comes out. Just at the time you feel that, it can't get worse, and then surprises are sprung on you.
Does it happen for politicians? Because Nigerians thought it's only them that politicians usually surprise. But are politicians also surprised at the actions that happen there?
The drama playing out now is more than expected. It's beyond expectation. And then let's go to the brass tacks. Speaker Aminu Tambuwal, with serious reasons, conviction-driven, decided to move from one party to the other. That is not new. A whole lot of members are moved from one party to the other and then back to the other party and all of that. And of course, citing constitutional provisions, okay, driven by conviction, either themselves or in combination with what their people or the people they represent on the floor eventually tell them to do, and then they move to actualize that. Most times it's not the aspiration of the person. It is as a result of far-reaching consultation. There's no one politician who will take any of his constituents for granted. Not one, because it will be a non-dimittance. He's not going to vote for himself.
So is he acting in consonance with what his community or constituency wants?
It goes without reason. I know too certainly that no politician, because when you go to the polls, either at primaries or at the general election, you will be trusting these people to vote for you and make that aspiration real. So basically, he would have consulted. And of course, he came to the House. We all came in 2011. And I need to let you know one thing. Most of the analysts who have appeared on this program have spoken, I'm sorry, without so much of information. Aminu Tambuwal is just primus inter pares, okay? The constitution of this country provides for who could be a speaker and how a speaker would emerge. And if you give me the indulgence, I will draw your attention to it. The operations of the House is driven by two things. Basically, between the Constitution and the House rules, no other thing guides us. These two books. We function within two books.
But this is
the ground norm. This is the ground norm.
The 1999.
Yes. And it says, Section 50 C says, Section 51B says, a speaker and a deputy speaker of the House of Representatives who shall be elected by the members of the House from among themselves. Okay? From amongst themselves. That means that referring to this constitution expressly says that He didn't say from the majority party. He didn't say by numerical strength, from amongst themselves. And the House rules further says, in fact, is the first business of the day. Once you are inaugurated, on the day of inauguration, that is the next thing that happens. And he says that, of course, the process is always listed there, so I don't waste so much of time. And for our House rule says, the election of the Speaker shall be conducted in the following manner. Nobody has enlightened Nigerians in this direction. And so, people tend to moralize, sermonize, and say, oh, it's not moral. I'll speak to you of morality later, but it says, a member-elect, not a member of a political party, or majority party, or minority party. This is our House rule. We are guided by these two books. And it says, a member-elect, which could be Bimbo Daramola, in Speaker Aminu Tambuwal's case, it was John Eno, addressing the clerk, shall propose another member-elect. And in the case of Speaker Tambuwal was proposed. He didn't say a member. So when people come here to come and say it should be a majority party, the person will come from a majority party, from this party. It's wrong. This is our House rules. And then a member-elect addressing the clerk shall propose another member-elect with legislative experience. That is the only reason. That is the only condition. No, in fact, two conditions. Must be a member-elect and now legislative experience. And if you are qualified by our House rules, and this provides the basis for it, that means you can emerge as a speaker. So, for anybody to go and tell us that, and then, of course, the dynamics of the emergence of Tambuwal is also different.
Okay. Before he emerged as speaker,
yes,
or before your House rules, the House rules even kicking,
yes,
you have to first of all be a member.
Absolutely, correct.
So, they also spoke to his membership of the House by reason of that movement from the PDP to the APC. Now, some of those who were here have questioned his continued membership of the House, having moved from one party to the other. They say, first of all, that there's a subsisting court judgment that there is, in fact, they say he didn't even say, what is the specific case? What is the reason for his movement predicated on in Sokoto State? Some say, look, there's no subsistent court judgment that there's a division in the party, that in fact the court ruled that there's no division in the PDP if it's by the reason of that new PDP or not, because eventually there were so many statements credited to INEC saying, look, we don't recognize any such thing as new PDP. The court says no such thing as new PDP. What was the division, or what was the reason that he gave from moving, before we go to section 68?
Well, we have him on tape where he said, by reason of happenings in my party, my former party, in his constituency, in his state. And then you can stretch that imagination a little bit. It is not even for us to question that. This case is in court. The guys from Kano, in fact, not less than 44 members, not less than, they're about maybe 34 members, have a subsisting case in court right now. Since the beginning of this assembly, we've seen all kinds of defections.
Sorry, is he moving based on a matter that is still in court?
Who?
The speaker.
No. The provision, the only window open to you to move or to defect is when it is proven and established.
So what is proven here?
He said you cannot know him, you cannot know his consistency, you cannot know what is going on in his former party, more than him.
Don't you think that the
members of his state, as we speak, is not in the PDP?
Don't you think that the members? Don't you think that the members of the House,
yes,
even if it's not Nigerians, the members at least who he was speaking to at the time, by extension Nigerians, they ought to know what is the problem with the party in order to justify that claim of that movement from one party to the other?
Thank you very much. There's no provision that says that you must convince the members. No, there's nothing that says so. The Constitution just says that this is the only window and you can walk a door that you can walk through.
Don't you think it gives people then the reason to say there is no division in the PDP in Sokoto State?
Now that is why he has to go to court. Let the court decide whether Aminu Tambuwal is right by the reason he has proffered, or the other people are right. But I only just told you, I heard who was on your television yesterday who said it's a matter of honor that Tambuwal should have resigned. And I'm saying it right here and now, I dare say, very humbly too, that I do not know of any speaker who has earned the epaulets of a honorable gentleman like him. We all know we're used to banana peels all over the place. This man has chaperoned that house in 3.5 years like no other. We have, I mean, in addition to this, we also have a legislative code of conduct, which was formed under Aminu Tambuwal. And that speaks to a man who, ab initio, was prepared for this job, okay? And equipped to handle the various dynamics that goes on in the house. Now, my brothers and friends, and Nigerians should know this. Which honor is greater? Or who should we demand honor from? More than a man who violates the Constitution, or who wrongs in error. Section 14 of this Constitution says, and it's clear, it says the primary purpose of government is the security of lives and property. And today, right on your channel here, we've seen internally displaced persons numbers rising in the thousands. As we speak today, Mubi is under siege. And here we are talking about how to remove one man. Aminu Tambuwal.